Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to the session. Can you hear me? Please confirm in the chat box. Thank you, Vikas. Thank you, Naveen, Shiksha. Thank you, Ashwath. Thank you, one and all, for joining the session. Okay. Good evening, all. So let's stop the chat so that we can focus on the training. So what's our plan for our today's session? This is our plan for our today's session. We'll understand what is version controlling, what is Git. We already had a basic understanding in the previous session, so let's quickly repeat that. What is Git bash? How to configure the Git? What are the types of files in Git? Git init observations, how to move the files to the staging area, how to know the status of the file, how to move the files to the local repository, how to see list of all the commits. All these technical jargons like staging area, commits, Git bash, Git init, all this will be pretty simple once we complete our session for today, okay? So let's get into the practicals and understand the concept of Git. So before moving on, as usual, let's have a quick interaction with a couple of participants, starting with Sai Varun.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sai. How are you doing?
Sir, good, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I have told in the last class to download first to update the repository, sir.
Sorry, please repeat.
Last class, you told the first step to update the repository, sir. Update.
Last class in the sense?
Previous class, sir.
In the previous
Friday.
session? Okay. Okay.
You told
Yeah,
to
I have
update
discussed
the
about
repository.
package management. You're talking about Linux. Update
Yes.
the repository and install the required package.
Yes, sir. I'm unable to update it, sir.
What operating system? What operating system you have created?
Linux, sir.
Is it Amazon Linux or is it Ubuntu Linux?
Amazon Linux, sir.
This is for Ubuntu Linux. The example what I have shown you is for Ubuntu operating system, Sai Varun. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Please follow the recording as it is. If it is Amazon Linux, you need to use yum repository. If it is Ubuntu flavor, you need to use the apt repository. So just follow the recordings as it is to get the best of the training. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Nanda Kishore. Good evening, Kishore. How are you doing? Okay, no questions. Fine. Gaurav.
Yeah. Hi, Sunil.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes, your question.
Actually, I'm facing a issue at the time of when instance launch. It shows connection timeout error.
Probably you are using a hotspot.
Yes.
Please use broadband. Okay. You need a good, strong internet connection. Okay. So that you will not have disconnections. Okay, Gaurav?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And one more, actually, I joined your AWS batch also. On the batch, I created VPC, VPC practical, and that time I deleted default internet gateway.
You should not do that.
So yeah, but it happened. So now how to recover that?
Send an email to support, Amazon support. Okay.
Okay.
Mention that you have deleted default internet gateway. Okay. They'll restore it to you.
Okay.
Be careful, Gaurav. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gaurav. Okay. Perfect. Let's move on. Okay. Let's move on to the first tool of DevOps, that is called as Git. Quick recap of the concepts what we have discussed in the previous session. If anybody asks you what is Git, if anybody asks you what is Git, what should be your answer? Yes, your answer should be Git is a version controlling tool. Git is called as version controlling tool. Git is also referred as source code management tool. Git is considered as both version controlling tool. Git is also considered as source code management. Okay. So if anybody asks you what is Git, your answer should be Git is a version controlling as well as source code management tool. Okay. Version controlling tools like Git helps you to manage the software team, helps the software team to manage the changes over the source code. As I have mentioned in the previous class, when client keep on changes the requirements, when clients keep on changing the requirements as per the client requirement, source code also keeps on modifying. Okay, so it's very difficult to manually maintain the previous versions of the source code as well as updated versions of the source code by the development team. It's very, very difficult. Okay, so finally they will be getting chaos. So to overcome that problem, they have to depend on these kind of tools called Git. Git is called as a source code management tool, which helps you to save the source code properly and also helps you to maintain different versions of the source code. Number one source code management tool in the Git as of now is in the world is Git. Okay, Git is an open source tool. As we know, it is developed by Linus Torvalds. Okay, next point. If anybody asks you how many types of version controlling tools available in the market, there are two types as mentioned in the notes. One is centralized version controlling, the other one is distributed version controlling. Centralized version controlling is an outdated tool. So right now in the current industry, nobody is using centralized version controlling system. Everybody is using distributed version controlling system. As expected, Git comes under distributed version controlling tool. Okay, clear about this? Okay. Now, very important point you need to keep in mind. It is whose responsibility? It is whose responsibility to manage the source code? It is whose responsibility to maintain different versions of the source code? It is whose responsibility to maintain different versions of the source code? It's purely the developer's responsibility. It is purely the development team responsibility to manage the source code, to manage different versions of the source code. So this means that Git tool, whatever we are learning now, is practically used by the developers. The Git concepts, whatever we are learning now, are actually implemented and used by developers. Don't be under impression that as a DevOps engineer, as in the DevOps course, we are learning Git. That means we will be using Git in our day-to-day responsibilities. No. Git manages the source code, and it is purely the development team responsibility to manage the source code. So Git concepts is mainly used by the developers. Even though we are learning Git, we will not use it. We'll be interacting with the development team. We'll ask the development team to manage their source code using Git. So whatever we are learning the concepts, this is very, very important. The concepts, whatever we are learning, is we should learn from a developer perspective. The concepts, whatever we are learning from now, especially with respect to the tool called as Git, you should think from a developer perspective. Okay, so let's try to understand how exactly Git helps the development team. Git helps the developers to manage their source code, to manage different versions of the source code. Clear about this? Okay. Assume that I'm a developer. Friends, assume that I'm a developer. This is a developer's laptop. Assume that I'm a developer. I got a requirement from the client. I got a requirement from the client. As per the client requirement, obviously developer starts developing the code, isn't it? Look at this example. Somewhere in my F drive, try to understand. In F drive, I'm creating a folder with the name project. In my F drive, I'm creating a folder with the name project. Assume I'm a developer. Assume that I'm a Java developer. So what I do, I got some requirements from the client. So as per the client requirement, what I'm doing as a developer, I'm developing the source code, public static. I'm developing the source code. Okay, once the developer is assuming I'm a Java developer, so when I'm developing a source code, obviously I'll save the source code. I have created an exclusive special folder called project folder. In that, I'm saving the source code, assuming the name of the file I'm writing it as 1.java. Got it? Clear? Clear about this? So I am a developer. Assume that I'm a developer. I got a requirement from the client. To satisfy the client requirement, what I'm doing, I'm developing the source code. Now, as per the responsibility, as per the requirement, it's not one file. Obviously, developers will create some group of files. Okay, so let me create some set of files. Let me create some set of files. 2.java. So I am a developer. I got a requirement from the client. As per the client requirement, I have developed my coding part and I have saved my source code and I have saved my files with the name 1.java. It can be file name and it can be anything. Clear? Clear about this? Okay. Okay. Generally, a developer responsibility ends with developing the source code. Agree? Generally, developer responsibility ends with developing a source code. But in case of DevOps methodology, if the IT development company is using DevOps methodology in the software development lifecycle, the additional responsibility what the developer should do after completing the source code. After completing the source code development, friends, try to understand. So developer has completed the source code development. Generally, the responsibility ends here. But the additional responsibility in case of DevOps methodology is what the developer needs to do. Developer is saving the source code in which some location, right? Where exactly he's saving the source code? Yes, you are right. Developer is saving the source code somewhere in F drive project folder. It can be one file, it can be 5 files, it can be 100 files, number of files doesn't matter. Developer, as per the client requirement, develop the source code. In which location he has developed the source code? He has developed the source code in F drive project folder. He developed the source code in F drive project folder. So what he needs to do? He needs to convert this particular folder into which folder? The folder in which he's located, he's saving the file. The location in which he is saving the source code, that particular F drive project folder, he needs to convert into working directory. He needs to convert the folder into working directory. What is working directory? As per Git, the term working directory refers to location where the source code is saved. I am now explaining you an important terminology called working directory. What is working directory? Working directory is nothing special. Working directory is nothing but a folder where the source code is saved. In our example, the working directory is nothing but F drive project folder. You need to convert that particular folder into working directory. You need to convert it. It's not right now, it's not working directory. You need to convert the folder into working directory. Obviously, your question could be, Sunil, how can we convert a particular folder into working directory? There's a command called git init. There's a git command called git init. What the git init command will do, that git init command will convert the folder into working directory. Now we are learning a first command in Git called as git init. The first command what we are learning in Git is git init. What the git init command will do, it will convert a folder into working directory. Obviously, next question, Sunil. Okay, fine. So we have to convert the folder. Developer, we in essence, developer needs to convert the folder in which he is saving the source code. In our example, it is F drive project folder that should be converted into working directory. So that should be possible by writing a command called git init. But where he should write this command git init? We need a terminal. We need a terminal. Developer needs a terminal to execute git related commands. What is the terminal? The terminal which we should use, Git, which he uses is Git bash. So what is Git bash? Git bash is a terminal which is used to execute Git related commands. What is Git bash? Git bash is a terminal which is used to run Git commands. Yes, you are right. This is the same terminal which you have used for connecting to EC2 machines, friends. Isn't it? Do you remember? This is the same terminal which you have used for connecting. So it has multiple advantages. We have used Git bash, the same terminal which we used for connecting to the instances which we have created on the AWS cloud. So the same terminal, we also use it to convert to run the Git related commands. And the first command, what I want to do is to convert the folder into working directory. Okay. So how do I run this command? So first you need to open the terminal. How to open the terminal? Your terminal should point out to the location. You need to open the terminal from the project folder. In the project folder, right click. Don't open the terminal somewhere in the start programs. Your terminal should not point out to any random location. No. Your terminal should point out to the location where the source code is saved. Your terminal, what is your terminal? Your Git bash terminal should point out to the location where the source code is saved. So here is the location where the source code is saved. Right click on the location. I'm opening the terminal. Yes, you can see now the terminal is pointing to F drive project folder. Now what you have to do, you need to convert this particular project folder into working directory. How can I do that? By using a command called git init. Yes, I want to run that command. The first command what we have learned is git init. The moment I run this git init, please observe what happens. The project folder, the F drive project folder will be converted into working directory. Look at this. Yes, the folder is converted into working directory. The folder is converted into working directory. Two important observations. Two important observations of the first command what we have executed, git init. Observation 1. In the terminal, we are getting something called master here. That's the first observation. Previously, there was nothing called master here. Now you are able to see something called master here. That is the first observation. Second observation. In the project folder, if you can see view hidden items, make sure that you select this view hidden items. A hidden folder with the name .git got created automatically. This is a second observation. Did you create this .git folder? No. This is a second observation. The first observation is in the terminal, you'll get something called master. That's in the terminal point of view. The second observation, in the location where you have saving the source code, automatically a folder gets created. The name of the folder is .git. This is the two important observations of git init. What is master folder and all this we'll understand first. We'll understand, but this is the observations you need to understand. Clear? Now I have converted a folder into working directory. Clear about this? Next. So this is your working directory. In the working directory, we have some set of files, isn't it? What files we are having? 1.java, 2.java. So we have some set of files, isn't it? We have some set of files. Okay. By default, every file is considered as an untracked file. All these files are considered as what file? Git will consider every file as what file? Untracked file. By default, every file created by the developer Git considered as an untracked file. So all this 1.java, 2.java, 3.java, 4.java, 5.java, these are all called as by default untracked file. Git considers those files as untracked files. Now what the developer should do? Developer should move the files from the untracked section to the staging area. Developer should move the files from the untracked section to the staging area. His job is not completed from the staging area. He needs to move the files from the staging area to local repository. I repeat again. I repeat again. What is a developer response? Generally, if it is non-DevOps environment, non-DevOps methodology, generally developer responsibility ends with perfect development of source code. But here in DevOps methodology, there is an additional responsibility what each developer should perform. What the developer should do, he should convert that particular folder into working directory. How to do it, we already know it. By default, Git will consider every file as an untracked file. By default, Git will consider every file as an untracked file. What the developer should do, developer should move the files from the untracked section to staging area. From the staging area, he needs to move the files to the local repository. Once he completes this particular part, then his task is completed. That is an additional responsibility what each developer should perform. The additional responsibility each developer should perform is he needs to move the files from the untracked section to staging area. From the staging area, he needs to move the files into the local repository. All these are virtual. Okay, if you ask me, can you show me where is the staging area? This is something virtual. Okay, this is all virtual. This is how a Git architecture works. By default, every file is an untracked file. By default, every file is an untracked file. How many files we are having here? Sabarish, how many files? Can you hear me, Sabarish?
Yes, sir.
You're getting a lot of background noise.
Sorry, sir, 1 second. Hello.
Yeah, Sabarish, it's better now.
There are 5 files, sir.
5 files developer has created, isn't it? 1.java, 2.java, 3.java, 4.java, and 5.java. Every file is considered as what type of file, Sabarish?
Untracked file.
Untracked file. If you want to check, confirm whether it is untracked file or not, we have a command called git status. We have a command called git status, which will show you the status of the file, whether it is an untracked file or not. Before that, before moving into how to move the files from the untracked section to the staging area, how to move the files from the staging area to local repository, before all this doing, developer needs to do some configurations. Developer should perform configurations. This configuration is a one-time process. Developer should perform configurations. This configuration is a one-time process. What are the configurations developer should perform? Look at this. He needs to configure username and email ID for Git. Developer needs to configure his username and his email address. Okay, so whatever the username he wants, he can configure it, and you need to configure his email address. This is the command to configure. Every individual developer should configure his name and his email address. And this is a one-time process. So let's complete the configurations. Git config -- global is a command. And you should mention the username which you want to configure. And this is the email address which he wants to configure. So I want to do that first. And this configuration we don't do it again and again. It's a one-time process. I have configured the username. Next, I'm configuring the email address. If you want to check the configurations, what you have done it, git config -- global -- list will list out the configurations which you have done. How many configurations you have done? Only 2 configurations, isn't it? What are the configurations? You have configured your username, you have configured email address. This is a one-time process for the first time when developer is using Git. This is a one-time process. We don't do it again and again. Git configurations is done. Now, what's the responsibility of a developer? What's the responsibility? How many files developer has created? Sabarish, how many files developer has been created? Developer has created 5 files. By default, every file is considered as
Untracked file.
Untracked file. If you want to confirm whether it's an untracked file or not, we have a command called git status. Look at the result of git status command. Sabarish, I have executed a command called git status. Can you see here untracked files? What is untracked files? 1.java, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have you observed, Sabarish? Every file is considered as what? Untracked file. Untracked file are identified in which color? Red color. Every file, Git will consider every file is an untracked file. Now, what's the developer duty now? He needs to move the files from the untracked section to the staging area. He needs to move the files from the untracked section to the staging area. Let's learn how exactly developer I say I am repeating. Look at this. All these are done by the developers. How exactly developer will move the file from the untracked section to staging area? Let's say developer wants to move one file. Let's say developer wants to move 1.java. Let's say developer wants to move 1.java into staging area. Which command is used to move the files from the untracked section to staging area? We have a command called git add, followed with the file name. You have to mention the file name. This git add command will help you to move the file into the staging area. Which file I want to move, Sabarish? I want to move one file into staging area. Which file I want to move? I want to move my first file. First file is nothing but the file name 1.java. Look at my command git add. The file name is 1.java. What this command will do, Sabarish, when I run this command?
It will move to staging area.
Which will move to staging area? One file will be moved into the staging area. Which file will be moved into staging area? Obviously, 1.java will be moved into staging area. And how many files will be remaining into the working directory? Now in one track section, only 4 files because one is already moved. Let's experience it. Git add. What is the file name?
1.java.
Is the command executed?
Yes.
Now, if you want to see the status of the file, previously the same command git status will show you the status of the file. Git status. Now, previously all the 5 files are shown as untracked section. Now look at this here. We are getting only 5 files as untracked section. One file is already moved into green color. That it is in the green color reference what? Staging area. Clear, Sabarish? Is this clear how exactly developer will move his files from the untracked section to the staging area? I have shown you clearly how exactly developer will move the files. Here in our case, I have moved one file to one staging area. Clear? Okay. Let's say he wants to, let's say there are 10 files. It's a tedious job to run 10 commands at once. Is there any way we can, in a single shot, can we move all the files at once? Yes, we have an additional one more command, git add. Don't mention the file name, just mention dot. When I write dot is nothing but the current working directory. Whatever the files which we have in the untracked section, every file will be moved into the staging area. Clear, Sabarish? What happens when I write git add? I'm not mentioning the file name. Instead, I'm writing dot. What will happen?
All files will go to the staging area.
How can we check whether the all files are moved into staging area or not? We have the same command called
git status.
Staging area files are represented with which color?
Green color.
And untracked files are represented in which
red color?
Now look at the result of this git status. Everything you're getting it in green color. What does that mean?
All the
files are moved into staging area. Is there any red color information? There is no red color information. What does that mean? There are no files in the untracked section. This is what the developer is doing. Developer, upon completion of the developmental activity, he will move the files into the staging area. From the staging area, he will move the files into the local repository. So now what we have not, his job is not completed. Only partially we have completed. Sabarish, the files are being moved into staging area now.
Sir?
1 minute. So 1.java, 2.java, 3.java, 4.java, and 5.java. All the files are now available in the staging area. So this means all the 5 files are available in the staging area. And how many files are available in the untracked section? There are no files available in the untracked section. This is now what's happening in the working directory. Yes.
So what is staging area and why should we move those files?
I'll answer your question. Okay. Why should we move the files to the staging area? That's the process. Okay. And Sabarish, is the developer job completed?
No.
No, developer job is not completed. He just moved the files into the staging area. But the ultimate destination is the file should be moved into the local repository. The ultimate destination is the file should be moved into the local repository. Finally, all the files end up moving into the local repository. How to make a folder into working directory? We have seen git init, and you also know the observations of git init. Git status will show you the status of the file. Red color files are called as untracked files. Green color files are nothing but staged files. you know how to move one specific file if you want to mention the file name. If you want to, let's say 2-3 file names, you can separate the file names using space. Let's say you want to move all the files in single shot, you need to use a shortcut called git add dot, which helps you to move all the files into the staging area. Okay. Now, once the files are available in the staging area, a task is not completed. The task is not completed. The files should be moved from the staging area to the local repository. Okay. Yes, Balakrishna, I think you have raised your hand. Am I right?
Yeah. Sorry, I joined late. I got the link very late to my mailbox.
Okay.
Can you just give some brief information on the starting?
We'll give a quick recap. That's not a problem. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Santosh. How are you doing?
Hi, Sunil. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you. Yes, your question, please.
I have a couple of questions. Whether, as you said, mentioned that developers will be doing, and the automation testers will also perform the same actions for the working directory files?
That we will discuss that from the tester point of view when we're learning about automation. Okay, there is an automation tool. I hope you know it's Jenkins, which will perform continuous testing. In there comes the context of tester. Okay, this is with respect to developer point of view.
Okay.
Okay,
And
Santosh?
and also regarding the staging area, and this staging area and staging environment is same or it's different?
Different. This is staging area specific to Git tool. Okay.
Okay.
Both are different.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, Derek.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I just wish to ask,
Yes.
when you talk about your local repository, are you talking about your main on your desktop, on your local, or I don't understand when you talk about the local repository.
1 minute, please. Your volume is little low. 1 minute, please. Yes,
Yeah,
Derek, please repeat it.
I was asking about the local repository. Is it on your local? That means you are your machine, or you already push it to where any other person's going to
No,
get it
when I say
from?
local repository, it's purely local to the individual developer's laptop. Okay, developer's machine. Okay. I think the next level is you are talking about something like remote repository. Once from the local repository, we'll push it to the remote repository. That's the next step. Okay. As of now, local repository refers to the developer's machine.
Thank you.
Am I clear, Derek?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're from which location?
I'm in the United States.
Okay. Raghu Raman.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Raghu.
Sir, I have just passed your 12th standard, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir, with using git init function, we are changing to working directory, no, sir.
Yes.
How to remove the working directory, sir?
We'll see that.
Function? Okay.
We'll see that.
Yes, sir.
Sarvanan Babu.
Hi, Sunil. Regarding, okay, can we see the physical location of a staging area? So once moved from...
This is all virtual.
Virtual.
You cannot see the local repository also. Okay. Your question is, can we see staging area? You cannot.
Yes.
You can neither see a staging area. You cannot also see the local repository. This is all virtual Git architecture. Sarva. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Clear, Sarva? I want to continue the discussion. Is that okay with you, Sarva?
Okay. Okay.
Now, what the developer has done, so developer has created some set of files as per the Ryan requirement. Am I right? 1.java, 2.java, 3.java. So set of files developer has created. Now, Git will consider each and every file as what file? Git will consider each and every file as an untracked file. Okay.
Yes.
Now, what the developer should perform, he needs to move the files into the
staging area.
Yeah, and we already have done that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we are working in commands.
We already have moved the files to the
Yes,
staging area, and now you know that the staging files are indicated with green color.
Yes,
okay.
correct.
Next, his duty is not completed. Now the next thing what the developer should do is to move the files from the staging area to the local repository. Whenever developer wants to move the files from the staging area to a local repository, we have a command called git commit. What the git commit command will do, this git commit command will help the developers to move the files from the staging area to the local repository. Clear? Clear,
Okay.
Sarva?
Yes,
And every commit should have a message. -m is used to give a message to every commit. Okay. As I'm doing commit, as developer is doing, every commit can have a message. Okay. Just a meaningful information. As I'm committing for the first time, I'm writing it as any name you can write it. As I'm doing the commit for the first time, I'm writing it as what? First commit. So what this commit command will do? Sarva, what this commit command will do? The commit command will move the files from the staging area to the local repository. Am I right, Sarva?
Yes, no. Yes, no.
Okay, so let's look at the result of this command. Command successfully got executed. Now tell me how many files are available in the local repository? All the files.
Yes.
Commit will move all the files, whichever the file. There's no concept of filtering the files from the staging area to local repository. Whatever the files available in the staging area, those files will be moved into local repository. Now, how many files are available in the local repository?
5.
5 files. How many files are available in the staging area?
0.
0. You are right. How many are untracked files? How many are untracked files?
0.
Git status. Do you remember we have a command called git status? Untracked file is represented in the red color. Staged files are represented in
green color.
Green color. Now look at the git status. You get a message. Nothing to commit. The working tree is clean. That's it. That means everything is moved into the local repository. Clear about this? This is the duty done by a developer. Every developer, in case when they are implementing DevOps methodology in the project, the responsibility of the developer, he needs to take additional responsibility to move the files. Every file, as he knows, it is considered as an untracked file. He needs to move the files into the staging area. From the staging area, he needs to move the files into the local repository. Clear about this, Sarva?
Yes, Sunil.
Yes.
Sunil,
Any more questions? Yeah.
One that is regarding about Linux. Can you suggest any course or any blog is to learn more about Linux? So you have taught some basics command something. So
you go for W3 schools.
W3 schools.
So where you can online.
Any PDF course, any PDF is available or any videos available?
Go to W3 schools. That's good. And a good source to get the information related to Linux. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Good evening, Sukumar.
Yeah, hi, Sunil. Good evening. This is Sukumar from Singapore. How are you?
Doing well, Sukumar. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks.
Yes.
Just a quick question. Every day we used to connect Amazon instance and then used to run the commands in the Linux, right?
Linux.
So yeah. So now, while doing this Git
while
operation,
learning Git tool, first tool
yeah.
Git.
Yeah. So is it not required to connect Linux machine?
Okay, good question. Git we should learn from a developer perspective. Okay, because Git will manage the source code and it's purely the developer responsibility to create the source code, isn't it, Sukumar?
Yep.
When developer, whether it is a Java developer or a .NET developer or a Python developer, when developer gets the requirements, he is nowhere related to cloud environment, isn't it? Agree?
Okay.
So first he develops the code in his local machine. So that's what we are learning here. Okay.
Okay.
So Git is always from a developer perspective. So Git has nowhere related to cloud. Okay. Because the source code is always remains at the developer's machines. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Sunil. And one more, I'm having around a total 14 years of experience.
In which platform?
In the testing, like basically I'm in Carson ATM testing area.
Okay. Okay.
So is it a good time to switch to DevOps?
It's a very good time in case you plan to shift the technology. I strongly recommend to go to this particular technology, DevOps and Git, because we cannot go into developer stream, isn't it, Sukumar?
Yeah,
That is ruled out. So
Yes.
the next thing is into make our ourselves upgrade towards the DevOps team, because we'll be more involved into coordinating with the development as well as operations team. So this is definitely a right.
Okay. Yeah. So just need your inputs or help, Sunil. When once it's completed the course, I just need your help to convert that resume into working as a DevOps.
As you know, we always regularly planning for project explanations also. So even those knowledge transfer will also help you to get more confidence. Okay.
Sure. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
And also just please indicate when AWS started, right? Just want to join that one as well in the next batch.
We are planning to start in 10 days. We'll update in the WhatsApp group.
Sure. Thank you. That's it, Sunil.
Thank you, Sukumar. Okay. Let's move on. So then we are done. So you can see here, the working tree is clean. The moment you're getting a message, nothing to commit, that means everything is cleared. The responsibility is complete. The files are moved into the local repository. Okay. Let's say day 2, again, client has given some requirements. Day 2, again, after the conference call, client has given some requirements. So as per the new requirements, let's say developer is creating 3 more files. Right now you can see here, we have 5 files, 1.java, 2.java, 3.java, 4.java, and 5.java. Let's say he's creating few more files. How many additional files developer has created? He has created 3 more files. Okay. Now Sarva, coming back to same point, Git will track every file as what? By default, every file is considered as
untracked files.
Now, how many new files we have created? 3 new files we have created.
3 files.
So these 3 new files, Git will start as, consider it as untracked files, isn't it?
Yes,
if you want to verify, if you have a command called git status, we have a command called git status. As the command say, it will show you the status of the file. Clearly, you can see the new file 6.java, 7.java, 8.java. Git is considering as what the untracked files.
Yes.
So what the developer should do now?
Is more to the staging area.
Who needs to move the files to the staging area? We have a command called git add followed the file name, which helps you to move a specific file to staging area. Let's say if I want to move all the files at one go, we have a
git
command called
dot.
What this command will do, Sarva? This command.
Yeah, it moves to the next staging area.
Yes. How to confirm? Can be verified?
Yeah, get status command.
Staged files are shown in
green color.
Yes. Now the next responsibility.
Move to the local repository.
What is the command used?
This git commit.
Every commit should have a message. So let's have this time, as I'm doing for the second time, I'm writing it as second commit. Okay. So commit message can be anything. That's not a problem. So this is all the developer responsibility. I hope all these are done by the developers. Now the moves of files are being moved into staging area, moves into local repository. How many untracked files now? No untracked files. How many staged files? No staged files. Every file is now moved into the local repository. Can we confirm it? We have a command called git status. Nothing in red color, nothing in green color, nothing to commit. That means everything is committed and everything is moved into the local repository. This is the job done by a developer, not a DevOps engineer. Don't think that we are learning this, so we move it into. We will be doing moving the files into the staging area. We will be moving into local repository. No, it's not the case. It's purely a developer responsibility to manage the source code at the individual level. Okay, Sarva, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Derek again.
Yes, sir. I'm confused when you say it's only developers that are going to use this git commit command. If it happens that you need to push the code that is, or you need to clone a code from the central repository in your company and you need to push it back, what are you going to use?
We'll be dealing that in the next session. As of now, this session is specific to local repository. You're thinking the next level, that is how to move the files from the local repository to the central repository. So your questions will be cleared maybe after one more session.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. How many commits we have done it? In this example of how showing you how to move the files to the staging area, from the staging area, we have moved the files to the local repository. How many commits we have done it? We have done two commits. The first one is the first commit. The second one is second commit. Whenever you want to see list of commits, whenever developer wants to see the list of commits, we have a command called git log. We have a command git log will show you the list of commits. How many commits we have done it? In this session, there are two commits. You can clearly see the first commit as well as second commit. Whenever you want to see list of commits, we have a command called git log. Will show you list of all the commits. Every commit will have a unique number that is called as a commit ID. You can also see the configurations we have done it. That is nothing but the email and the username configurations, the date and time when we have performed the commit as well as the commit message. So you can see the list of commits which are done by a developer by using the command called git log. Okay, clear about this? A very important point. The latest commit. Latest commit is called as head commit. Friends, latest commit is called as head commit. In our case, what is the latest commit? Obviously, second commit is the latest commit. So that is the head commit. You can see head is pointing to the latest commit. Agree? Head is pointing to latest commit. So remember, whenever if anybody asks you about head commit, you have to understand that is nothing but the latest commit done by the developer is called as what? Head commit. And whenever you want to see list of all the commits, whenever you want to see list of all the commits, as I have just mentioned, git log is a command to show you list of all the commits. We have one more command. We have one more command, git log -- one line, which will show you list of commits in one single line. Look at the option. One line will show you list of commits in one single line. How many commits you are having? First commit as well as second commit. You will not get all the unnecessary information about metadata, about the date and time and all this. Instead, you want to see happily every commit in one single line. We have a command called one line option will show you list of all the commits. Every commit is shown in one specific line. And you can also clearly see that head is pointing to second commit, and you know head commit is nothing but the latest commit. You know head commit is nothing but the latest commit. This is how a developer can verify the list of commits what he has done. Clear? Clear about this? Okay. Rajesh.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
I have one small doubt, sir. We are moving the file from the working directory to the staging directory. Can we move directly to the local repository?
Sorry.
Any command?
Please repeat. Please repeat.
Currently, we move the files from working directory to the staging area, then to the local repository.
Yes.
Do we have a command where from the working directory to the directly we can move to the local?
Directly. Your question is, can we directly jump the working directory to the local repository? No, this is how the architecture is designed. You have to move the files to the staging area, and from the staging area only we can move the files into the local repository. Clear?
And I guess, sir. And can we have any filter while moving from the working directory to the staging area? For example, we have around 80 files. We need to move around 50 files out of 80.
You're talking about filtering the files, moving the files from the working directory to the staging area. Rajesh, you remember when we have started our example, we have created 5 files.
Yes.
Okay, and then we have moved only one file, one.java.
I thought like any wildcard, anything we can use like static.
You have to mention the file names, or you can if you want, you can give a space between the file names in case if you want to pick up only selective files to the staging area. Okay. You can move one file, you can move set of files, you can move all the files. Yes, obviously we can do filtering. We have seen it in the beginning, Rajesh. We have moved only one file, One file was moved into staging area. There was only 4 files remaining in the working directory, isn't it? So definitely filtering is possible between untracked section to the staging area, but there is no filtering option between staging area to local repository. Whatever the files which you have moved it into staging area, that have to be moved it into the local repository. Got it?
Okay, sir. And can we review the, like, for example, we're moving to the staging area, right? Can we review again and remove the file from staging area?
You want to unstage, unstage.
Yes. Yes.
Unstage it. Yes, you can unstage it. For example, Rajesh. Okay, Rajesh.
Yes, sir.
I'm creating a new file. 9.java. Yes, as well as 10.java. How many files have created newly, Rajesh?
Two, sir.
So these 2 files are considered as
untracked files.
Untracked files are shown in red color. You know that. I want to move all the files to the staging area. So all the files I want to move. Git add dot. These 2 files are moved it into the staging area. Now you can see the staged files are in green color. Okay. Let's say you want to get back 10.java to the untracked section. Okay. You can see here git restore command is used. -- stage. Mention the file name if you want to unstage it. I want to unstage 10.java. Rajesh, are you understanding? Git
yes, sir.
Restore -- stage, and which file you want to unstage it? 10.java. Now 10.java is moved back to untracked section. If you want to confirm it, you can confirm it. You can see now 10.java we have brought back. Rajesh, this is what you're pointing to. You can anyways unstage it. Okay.
It's clear, sir. Very perfect. Very clear. Sir.
And finally, all the files which are available in the staging area should be moved back to the move forward to the local repository. There is no filtration between staging area to the local repository. Anyways, filtration is available from the working directory to the staging area. But whatever the files are available in staging area, that should be moved into the local repository. Clear, Rajesh?
Yeah, it's very clear, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's continue because I don't want to complete this example unfinished. So again, I want to move 10.java. Okay. Now git status, both the files are in green color. Now that is staging area. And I want to move the files to the local repository. Git commit -m. This time I'm performing a third commit, isn't it? So I'm writing a message as third commit. These 2 files will be moved into the local repository. Whenever you want to see list of all the commits, git log -1 line. So you're getting first commit, second commit, third commit, and head commit is pointing to the third commit, and you know head is nothing but the latest commit. Got it, Rajesh?
Yeah, it's very clear, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. So this is what I have planned for today's session. So we look at our agenda. What is Git Bash? What is version? Types of version controlling. 2 types of version controlling: centralized and distributed version controlling. Git Bash is a terminal which is used to run Git related commands. How to configure Git? We have a Git config command. We have to do configurations before starting the practicals. Configurations is given to you for your reference. Please do the configurations in Git. And you can also check whether the configurations, and configuration is one-time process. As per Git, how many types of files are there? As per Git, there are 3 types of files: untracked files, staged files, committed files. Committed files. Files which are available in the local repository are called as obviously the committed files. Okay. So as per Git, there are 3 types of files: untracked files, staged files, as well as committed files. Okay. Git init observations. Whenever you convert a particular folder, where are we pointing to? Whenever you convert a particular folder into working directory, 2 important observations you have done it. In the terminal, you'll find something called master. That's the first important observation. The second observation is in the location where you are saving the files, you'll automatically a hidden folder with the name .get is created. That is the git init observations. How to move the files to the staging area? We have a command called git add. You already have seen it many times. We have a command called git add, followed the file name, which helps you to move the files to staging area. How to know the status of the file? You have an answer in the command itself. Status is the command. Git status is the command to show you the status of the file, whether it's an untracked file or staged files. How to move the files to the local repository? Obviously, git commit will have a command is used to move the files to the local repository. And remember, every commit should have a message, and how to see list of all the commits. Whenever you want to check the list of all the commits, we can do it by using a command called git log as well as git log -1 line to see list of all the commits. This is the day-to-day job of a developer. You need to always think Git from a developer point of view. When you're learning DevOps, few tools we should learn from the developer perspective. Few tools we should learn it from the operations team perspective. So the perspective in which you are learning is very, very important. That's very, very important. I don't want to commit, but there are many instructors who does not point out this. We should learn the tool Git from a developer perspective. I hope you have enjoyed this session. This is what our agenda for today's session. There are many more concepts of Git, something like branching, when the developer should perform branching, how to perform branching, how to create branching. So these are all branching concepts which I want to discuss in tomorrow's class. So please do not miss tomorrow's class. Before ending, let's have few interaction followed with this time with Sudipta. Your volume is low. Your voice is low, Sudipta. Could you please increase your mic volume?
Yeah.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Naveen Kumar.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Naveen. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine, sir. How about you, sir?
Doing well, thank you. Yes, your question.
No, actually, when I observed this configuration, right, I didn't check that command git config -f global -f list. I got that command after. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Good.
I understood, sir, everything.
Thank you, Naveen. Mastan.
Hi, sir.
Good evening, Mastan. How are you doing?
Any scenarios are like a simple scenario, or which scenario like when we got this example? I mean, moving the files from.
We are just in day one. Okay, to show you, to understand the complete cycle, you have to know each and every tool, where exactly the responsibility tool ends and what is the second tool begins. So you have to wait for a few days to understand the conceptual knowledge. Okay. Thank you. Chaitanya Akella.
Hi.
Good evening.
Yeah, actually.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Yes, your question.
Yes, actually, I have a question about that. Let's say we have a 100 files we want to move from a working directory to staging area. Is it any other way instead of doing git add file name space for another file name? Is there any other way to do that?
Okay. Chaitanya, can you explain what this command will do?
Yes. But I have 100 files. I want to move 50 files alone. But if we are giving dot, it will move an entire file, right? 100 files, it will move.
Generally, when a developer is confident about the source code, he will move the files into the staging area. Okay. So that means his developmental activity is completed. Okay. So generally, once the files has been completed without any errors, he will move it into the staging area. Okay. So if there's no other solution, let's say, for example, your question could be, out of 100 files, you want to move 90 files. Okay.
Yes.
Then first move 100 files and then unstage 10 files. Okay. But generally, it will not be the case. It will be a day-to-day responsibility, right? In one day, I think developer does not create 100 files, isn't it? It's purely source code development, so it will be less in number. Okay.
Okay. And I have another.
Yes.
And I have another one question. What is the purpose of moving the file to staging area? Is there any particular reason we are doing it in staging?
Okay. I want to have a continuation question for you. What is the purpose of moving the files into staging area? Okay. Your question is asking about why are we moving the files to the staging area. Now, my question is, why are we moving the files to the local repository? Isn't it? That's I should answer it. Okay. So this is from an individual developer point of view. After local repository, there's something called remote repository where developer will push the files into the individual central repository. So to have that clear understanding, Chaitanya, you have to wait for one more couple of days.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Sure. I have final questions.
Yes.
Currently, I'm working as a storage administrator. I have only 2 years and 6 months of
SAN
experience.
storage?
Yes.
Okay.
So, is it possible to move some DevOps?
Definitely. Why not?
Yeah,
Linux administrator, system administrator, storage administrators. There are a lot of success stories moving to DevOps. This is the right platform to move to DevOps.
But I can't show my experience in DevOps, right? Because I can't do that because I have only 2 years of experience. That too in
when you say that you have learned the DevOps, you will not get the calls. You should say that you worked on DevOps. Okay. Whatever the 2.5 years you have experience in the SAN storage, project the same experience as DevOps. Okay. Or at least 1.5 year of experience you should project in DevOps and AWS. That's how you have to prepare your resume and start getting the calls. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So thank you all. This is what we have planned for today's session. So please do hands-on. See tomorrow where we'll move on to the concept of branching in Git and many more concepts to be learned in day-to-day sessions. Thank you all and see you tomorrow at same time. Bye everybody.